Hi everyone. So today it's a quiet morning and I'm gonna try to record this video in one go and as simple as possible so I don't waste your time. This is a 2001 Sportcoupe. I bought it recently in February and it had some problems that I'm still working out to have the car confidently drivable, let's say. So one of the issues was that bouncing lock pin that you see here, and of course I already fixed it, so right now it doesn't so let's say bounce anymore. But to do that, let me get a little bit back. So that this is what I had to do, right? I had to take the door trim panel, basically the whole of it, and you have to take two screws, one that is I think there where I'm pointing with my finger, uh, underneath the door handle, and I think then you have to take the plastic clips all around. There was one that broke off there. Of course you have to take the tweeter. You have to take the door latch mechanism out of the wire. You have to disconnect everything from the harness. So then you have to take the door isolation foam that goes behind or in front of this line of butyl that you see all around. My suggestion is either you wear some gloves to do it, or do it in a way that, for instance, the butyl is not on the sun or hot place, because it will start to melt and will stick to your fingers. Right now it's not yet because it's been for 1 minute. And then the problems begin. And why I say this is very simple. In this model, this is the 2001, so there's a speaker on the back of the front door and there's a speaker on the front of the front door. Of course, the speakers have to come out so you can remove the door isolation if you don't want to rip it apart. However, to get to the lock, apart from removing those torque screws that you see here, there's one there and there's two in the left side, or in the back side, let's say, you can start to lower the lock, but it won't go through here. The lock is very big and there's the bars for collision in the door, etc. So what you have to do is actually lower down the window. Then you have to unscrew the window from the clips that I can show you afterwards when I assemble it, because now I broke one of the clips, so now I'm waiting for delivery of two new clips. And after removing the screws from the clips, you have to push the door on the back side a little bit to remove the glass from one of the clips, not the door, the glass, one of the clips. Then you have to push it the other way to remove it from the other clip. Then you have to push the pins of the clips out so you can remove completely the pins, and then you can raise the window glass safely out of the door. This because you will have, I did it before I removed the door, and luckily I didn't broke anything, but you can see here, if I'm not mistaken, that there was some drilling that happened here and here, and I'm not very comfortable, or I was comfortable in doing that, but still, let's say it was a little bit risky. This, I believe this is still the remains of a a rivet that goes here, 1, 2, and there's another one, 3 here. Let me pull back the phone. There are 3 rivets that you have to drill to remove the door airbag after, of course, disconnecting it. The rivets are exactly like this. So this one I didn't have to remove, or like that one, but the other ones I had to remove 3 of them for the airbag. Once you remove the airbag, then you can reach the, let's say, the door lining, and that's why you need to drill the rivets before. So be careful with that. You will not be able to do it before you take the glass out, unless you start removing the glass by removing the lining from the bottom, right, before you reach the airbag. And when you have the glass out, when you have the airbag out, you're gonna have to drill again rivets here and here. I think there's 2 of them here, 1 of them here. And with the glass out, you can push up and remove the, I think it's here, a small latch on the window regulator, the let's say the elevator up and down, and then you just have to push it, let's say, sideways, or at least to the front. Push it all the way like I have mine here, and then you can finally take the door latch out and go to the second step. Now the second step, there are several people on YouTube, I'll link the videos below. There are several people on YouTube that show how to change the spring. I already changed it in mine. The problem is, after you change the spring, you will not be able to, let's say, check it if it's working properly, because first of all, you have to plug it back on the door control module, and second of all, it's because of this. Let me show you here. There is, in the door, there is the spring, right? Let's say this spring here, that it's pressed when the door is shut, but only if the door trim is put on. Because when the door trim is off, when the door closes, it doesn't have enough depth to close the spring. So then the control module will think that, let's say, the door is not open, it's open, it's not closed, and it won't be able to actuate. Let me show you by closing the car. So you can hear, and that was only the door on the passenger. So if you look here, doesn't lock or unlock the driver door, and if you go to the passenger, you can see this closes, this the driver doesn't, and here's why. So let me see if I can demonstrate. Sorry about the quality of the video, but I'm trying to help you guys. So I'm just gonna go close the door, take out a spider that was hanging out here, and what I'll try to do with one hand, probably you won't be able to see here, there you can see that maybe, let me turn on the flash. Okay, I don't know if you can see there, but the spring is not pressed. So if I close, it doesn't work and it doesn't go off. So now if I press the spring, which is going to be very difficult with only one hand, but you can see my finger is now pressing the spring. Watch. See? Now it works without bouncing. Of course it's bouncing back and forth, but just because the trim is not there. So there you go. That is the first step, how to remove the door. Sorry, the door lock. And when you fix the door lock, you can put it there, and then you'll have to do everything again in reverse. My suggestion is, first of all, try to put the glass on. I'll probably have some problems because of the guides on the backside. It's very difficult to put the glass properly, so I'll have to use some kind of leveraging device, which probably I'll show in another video if I find it, let's say, useful, because I assume that more people will have the same problem. And then you have to reconnect everything, put the rivets back. I need to check which is the diameter of the rivets, because there, I don't know if I drill a little bit more and now the hole is wider, so I don't know. I'll need to check that. Put the glass guides or actuator on, all the speakers, everything else. My suggestion to you is you have to stop the car for at least 1 day if you know how to do it and if you have the proper tools. And my suggestion is, before you start, those clips of the door, I'll show to you them later. Those clips for the door glass are not that expensive. If the cars are already old, as this one is 21 years old, buy a pair before you start this job, because if you break the clips, and probably you will break the clips, you will not be able to use the car for as long as you don't get new clips back and fix and mount everything back. So I'm already almost 2 weeks without my car drivable, so, and I even have to do other repairs, so just make sure you do that. One last thing I want to show you is this. In the door latch, you'll have to remove, of course, the infrared command and lock. And to do that, you have to open this one and then slide the other one, let's say, a little bit out and diagonally. But to do that, you have to go behind this door, let's say rubber, and the top one, I think, or it's the bottom one, has a screw, a torque screw. So you have to undo the screw so you can remove the door lock. Unless you do that, you will not be able to remove the inside of the door lock mechanism with those 3 screws that I showed you. This is all self-centering screws, so you won't have a problem to center the lock once you get it back. So just be mindful of that, and I'll give you some more indications later. Thank you very much.